So we're going to go to Blue Storm now. There's a lot of things Zergs can do to try to end the game right away.
Yeah.
Not as many as they can against Protoss, but I'm just wondering, what is Soulkey going to do?
Well, this is generally a 2 hatchery map, and I think we're going to see a 1-1 out of last once again.
Okay, our game is ready. Let's do this. Game 6. Last for Soulkey.
Soulkey in the top right, last in the bottom left. I mentioned a lot, it is wallable down here if he wants to. Doesn't necessarily have to, though. We saw how ridiculous his SCV micro was when he did get Ling rushed. But,
damn, look at that. So many tickets.
Hardcore.
Wow.
He's been here more times than us.
That's right. I respect that. See, that's a good sign.
Yes, that guy should win.
He's probably got his whole other business set up selling the keyboards we're giving away. How many times that guy won?
Yeah. All right. You know, Blue Storm is a map that if it goes long, it starts to get very Terran favored. There's not a lot of bases.
Yeah.
The third gas for Zerg is very difficult to take.
I do also want to point out that, because we use this term a lot in StarCraft 2, but Zergs in TV, Zerg can kind of be even on bases for a long time against a Terran.
Yeah.
So it's not like if we're casting StarCraft 2, a lot of times we'll point out that okay, if this map doesn't have a ton of bases, and it gets cut in half, then Zerg ends up getting in a really big dilemma in the late game because they just don't have anywhere to expand to. They've mined out before the Terran. Not always the case in TVZ.
In TVZ, it's really what you're looking at is the gas count for Zerg, right? 2 gas is early game. 3 gas gets you to Hive. 4 gas is where you can take control. On 3 gas, you can't really do much against Terran unless they messed up. But once you get that 4 gas, you're kind of free to do what you like, and you have ability to recover, you have ability to attack, you have ability to defend for a long time. But look at the map. How do you get 4 gas here, Zerg? It's
very
you only
tough.
have 4 gas on your side of the map, and everything's kind of spread out a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's... And I'm not saying that it's like a Terran map necessarily, because there's definitely some aggressive options that you have. 2-hatch Muta is generally considered good here. So
yeah, I think a lot of times people will look at certain maps and just say, "Oh, this is a this race map," but it's actually a really bad way to start thinking about the game, because you can always kind of do something on any map. There's always a way. I mean, if you have played
except TVZ on Sparkle, yeah,
that's, yeah, except for TVZ on Starkle, which is just don't be Terran on that map. But I mean, at most normal maps, right?
Yeah. It's playable.
Yeah.
Is he gonna take his third up there? Zergs do that occasionally.
Yeah, it seems like it's like something you can kind of cover from air. And the thing is, Terran, if the Zerg takes
that was
the third,
actually a scout for a proxy factory.
But you know, one thing to note though is if Zerg does take that and can hold it, Terran's probably not going to take the bottom center.
No, never.
You know,
never.
That's just not a thing that would happen. So
Terran will just have to kill that base and take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he's going to get in and scout that it is 2 hatchery. You know, I don't think there's going to be any Hydralisk play here. That's
no. Well, I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
There's a point in time where once, like, you know, they start figuring out that you're going to Hydralisk play, you were going to lose every single game from there on out. I still can't believe that game where Soulkey did do the Hydra all-in and then try to go back into a normal game with Man-Zerg combo. And actually won. I'm like, all right, crazy. Damn, dude, you are just a really talented person.
Well, that's for sure. StarCraft 2 champion, maybe a StarCraft 1 champion coming up.
Yeah.
I actually took a lot of damage to that Vulture.
Oh, my God. That's a Hydra Den.
Yeah, you always get the Hydra Den, though,
generally. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. That is later. You're right.
You want, like, you don't 100% have to, but you generally want it. Otherwise, the Wraith can do a lot of damage to you.
Yeah.
So he's playing very defensively, Last is right now.
Well, I think at this point in time, Last knows he just needs to clinch this.
Yeah.
And he will go on. By the way, we're going to have a sick finals no matter who wins here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Soulkey, ZVZ was Soulkey versus Jaedong.
That's
like the
insane.
greatest ZVZ ever. And then last, too, everybody's been saying this guy is actually the best in the world. He just hasn't performed as well with the cameras on him,
Yeah, well, it's like Flash Jr. against Jadong. Who doesn't want that? But this map, I mean, obviously it's map 6, match point for last is very important, but the last map will be Fortress, which Terrans do not like against Zerg generally, because the third base you can't attack without drops, so this is really important for last to deliver right now, because otherwise I think Soulkey is an advantage going into map 7. Okay, so he's playing defensively with his bunker. It's a really great building setup. Out comes the Wraith. Look at that. He's just going for that overload.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you're going to.
This is where you hit that, and then the Zerg pauses the game and calls you a hacker.
Yep.
Okay. Just hitting these overlords. And then, again, this darkens the map. Whoa, whoa. That's funny. I go.
I was like, what is he doing? Where's all his money going? Okay, so 2-port Wraith here once again.
Yeah.
Just a couple
What
of
a
Hydras.
funny spot that was in.
Yeah.
Just testing the limits of our observer.
I think he is going muta, by the way. I really don't think this is going to be Hydra. That has not been working for him.
The Vulture came out and
what
actually
a
denied the
great
third. Nicely
catch.
done. Get out.
That's fantastic. That slows the third down a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay, so the mutas have been revealed. They're headed down here. Of course, last anticipating this already threw down a ton of turrets.
Yeah.
But 2-hatch mutas, you got to be careful. This is one of these things where it's going to do more damage than you realize. If you don't play a lot of StarCraft, you might look at this and say, oh, well, there's no way you break that many turrets. And then you'd be surprised. It's like, the dam can be broken, and suddenly the Terran falls apart.
When you actually have mutas in a nice big clump of 11, they kill turrets really, really, really quickly. And, if you can see the Wraiths and you actually get some connections, they kill the Wraiths quickly, too. Mutas are pound for pound one of the best units in the game.
Yeah, and, Wraiths, although they do a lot of damage air-to-air, they are actually incredibly brittle units when they take damage.
Yeah, they are paper planes.
They are it's like the worst thing ever. Basically, you can't find something more brittle than a Wraith, especially for how much it costs.
Okay, actually, a
Speed
big
Hydras.
group
Speed
of
Hydras.
Hydras.
This
Wow.
this is
a bit different.
He's trying to do a hard counter to the Wraiths. He's saying, you think I'm going to take a third base, and then I'm going to try to hurry into my hive. He's actually just going to blindside him here with all these Hydras.
He might be able to because he has the mutas, right? So right now, Last is playing so anti-muta. He has to micro really heavily against those mutas. The Hydras are a completely different beast, though.
Yeah. Now notice he hasn't showed the Hydras yet.
Yeah.
He just sees that there's Overlords with speed, which is that makes sense, right? Of course you're going to have your Overlords here now with your mutas. Okay, he sees it now.
Yeah.
This is it.
Siege mode is on the way, though. Maybe this is kind of the new meta for playing against 1-1-1, because this is not the first time he's kind of blindly gotten siege tanks.
Okay, here we go. If he can actually take that tank out with those mutas, that would be huge. The Hydras can do the rest.
Oh, my. Not even close.
Boy.
Not even close.
Oh, boy.
Huh. Yeah, that's kind of interesting that he got the siege tank again with the siege mode. This could be, I haven't seen as many 1-1-1s recently from Terrans against Zerg, but that siege tank definitely helped a lot, and that muta dive was not what the movie was looking for, as a Jedi would say.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried here now for Soulkey. Now, he did have a comeback after going Hydra speed tech. He did it before, so I don't want to count him out, but
yeah, that's
true.
This
this is not really where Zerg wants to be.
Yeah, he's bought a bunch of mutas that did almost 0. He's got a lot of speed Hydras now. Do you think he just goes into that same type of unit comp? I think he does. Look, he's taking a mineral-only base. He's double expanded from here, right?
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be Ling Hydra Lurker once again. And there's a lot of low to high ground transitions here. To actually commit to attacking those two bases, you have to walk really far on the ramp. The rally takes a while for any siege tanks.
Yeah.
I would say Soulkey, he's obviously behind, and this is not a great spot to play from, but after what he showed us on Gladiator when he had 0 drones and stuff.
Yeah. The
What
fact
did he go
that we
down
had
to
a game,
4 or 5 drones at some point? It was crazy.
And then he actually came back and ran him over, and it was just the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I guess, one of the reasons why Zerg can maybe get away with that is that the Hydras neutralize the Wraiths so quickly to the point where it's not even like you can have Wraiths attacking into Hydras and have any kind of trade. Like, if the Hydras see them, the Wraiths just die. So the Wraiths have to basically respect the Hydras and stay back.
Yeah.
And maybe that huge investment, also the tank, the investment of the factory, the tank, the siege mode, maybe that has stifled the growth of Medic Marine so dramatically that Zerg can buy a little bit of extra time.
Certainly.
And try to come up with something.
Well, if you don't go siege tanks, by now you're already attacking Zerg.
Right,
if you just
exactly.
go bio after vessels or whatever, obviously this is a very different game.
If you didn't go siege tank, then you would have died to that Hydra attack, right?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
So we're going to see him try to come out now. Now, this is pretty novel for Artosis and me to be casting this. I mean, novel for us.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't know what this is going to look like.
Well, Soulkey needs an insanely good engage coming up. Look at the supply differential. It's huge. He does have a good amount of Hydras, and he's up to 5 hatches now. So this might be something like flood a bunch of Lings and Hydras and try to get a big arc. I mean, I don't know how else he's going to be able to do it.
He's going to send the Wraiths into the main, though.
God, that's such a good move. There's no Spore up there.
Yeah. Okay, here we go, though. The Hydras are coming forward. They pick off the tank and run away. I like it.
Okay.
However, this Medic Marine, man, and these Wraiths coming in here.
Well, those Wraiths doing a lot of damage to the minerals in the main. A lot of Hydras. 3 siege tanks remain. Oh, God, he's even got +1.
So he's kind of treating this like it's a TVP here. He's trying to run up and make the siege tank siege and then run away with the Hydras, except the Hydras were Dragoons. But again, the Medic Marine is getting close. Now he needs these Lurkers. There's an opening here where Last can attack in before the Lurkers are out.
Oh, if Soulkey was looking, he could have picked off that vessel. Instead, he does not get it. Oh, this is bad news right now for Soulkey.
He's on
These
top of the
Lurkers,
eggs.
I don't think they're going to be able to do anything.
Well, it's hard to kill eggs, but once they pop out, they're not going to have anywhere convenient to try to burrow at. One tank goes down. Here we go. And it is just too little, too late.
God. That is very close to being that. Almost nothing left over here for Soulkey.
And I mean, from here, he's just going to wreck through everything that's there. GG. Wow.
And Last is going to the finals. You can see he's overwhelmed.
Yeah. Look at that smile.
Wow. I mean, Last, he has been underperforming now for a good, at least a year and a half, but now he goes to the finals of KSL and fights the tyrant himself in Jaedong.
This is going to be such an awesome finals. Last versus Jaedong. What a treat. Look at Soulkey, man. He's having a tough time. He actually brought out some great games, but it seemed like we kept ending up in these situations of a very not standard mid-game ZVT, and it seemed like Last was just too comfortable. Of course, Last also having that gamble build as command center first.
Yeah.
And betting that Soulkey would not 7-pool again in this tournament on that map. That's the thing about navigating a tournament, man.
Yeah.
It's that anybody can take a game off somebody, but to go through all these great players, coming out with these different strategies on different maps and executing everything so perfectly, that's how you become a champion.
Well, we will see who becomes that champion. The finals will be Last against Jaedong. Jaedong, of course, can study what Last did there, but Last did not actually show a big range. He was doing 1-1-1 almost all day. He mixed in a command center first. So it's anyone's guess what that finals is going to look like, other than amazing.
That's right.
Everyone knows that.
So you guys, you're not allowed to miss out on that.
Yeah.
Okay? You thinking about going out and doing something with your friends? No. Oh, you bring all your friends over and watch there.
Yeah.
Or you could go out and watch on your phone.
It's the best thing.
There's no excuse to not watch us, though.
You gotta
This
tune
is just
in.
so cool, man.
Jaedong in the finals of a StarCraft 1 tournament in 2018.
Yeah. Really, really cool stuff. I got to say, Soulkey looked great, but Jaedong looked terrifying as far as Zergs go. Last, he really, his control was, dare I say, perfect. He had these insane medic blocks. He chose which build order on which map to do very, very well.
Mechanically, he was monstrous. It was crazy.
We're going to go to that interview now.
Hello everyone, we're gonna have an interview with Last, the last player to move to the KSL finals. A lot of fans here supporting you. How do you feel right now? First of all, I wasn't too nervous during the games, but in the last set, I was extremely nervous. But I still, I'm in a state of euphoria right now. And today, you are called the AlphaGo of Terran player. You play stellar today and phenomenally, and you use a lot of different strategies to win today. How did you prepare this? You know, I just like sort of those builds impromptu during the games. And while I play with the Protoss players, I played a lot of those counter builds, and I experimented a lot of builds as well. So I think today I used a bit of those kind of things as well. So I think you definitely won in terms of psychology and mentality in the games. But you didn't really feel that you were really ahead during the games, were you? Did you? I knew that every move that Soulkey made, I was able to counter it. And Soulkey is also a very phenomenal player, so I respected his moves a lot. And as you've said, gradually you got used to how Soulkey played and was able to counter that. But during few sets, you're actually seen being overwhelmed by Soulkey's offensive moves. How do you feel? During the beginning of the games, sometimes I made some silly mistakes that made me get on the backside. But in the end, I think the results were quite satisfactory. I'm thinking that your practice didn't go as well as it could have because you had a bit of a wrist injury. How do you think? I went to the hospital every day to make sure my wrist was fine for the tournament. And just to make sure that I perform well in this tournament, I just kept on getting those my injury fixed. First of all, I feel like Soulkey was mentally hit by me during the games. And in the end, I'm satisfied with my win. You know, in my opinion, I feel like Soulkey definitely tried to make a comeback after getting the 2 consecutive wins. But I think he kind of lost in terms of mentality. But I prepared well for this match as well, so I was very confident going into this matchup. And one more question. There are a lot of great micro plays today. A lot of highlights as well. Especially the medic wall. Do you normally use that in your solo rank games or ladder games? You know, all of a sudden my medics were blocking the ultralisk and I was like, whoa. And then I just implemented that strategy. So it's pretty much that the medics were there and then you just pressed hold, right? Yes, that's right. So I guess a bit of a luck on that side. Overall, I think the games unfolded in my favor. And at times there were times when I kind of went back. But I think in terms of microplay, my controls are very good. I think the similarities with people moving up the rank is that they are all very stellar in their control plays. So now you'll be playing against the Tyrant, Jaedong. How are you going to prepare for that? You know, in the finals, playing against Jaedong in the finals is definitely an honor for me. And I want to try my best. And you know, it's been a while since I'll be sitting on the final stage, and I hope I can win. Definitely, you definitely look like a player who can give face to your fans. Okay, any last words to your fans? You know, it's been a wild ride from the round of 16 coming to this. And I played a lot of games. I lost a lot, I won a lot. And people are saying that I'm pretty weak at offline events. And I hope I can just overturn that. And that was the winner of tonight's match. And that's the end of the interview.
Yay.
Thank you, Andy. All right. So here we are.
Here we are,
the
man.
Two finalists of the first KSL. And if you had asked me at the beginning what I thought the finals would be, I would never, ever, ever would have said Jaedong versus Last.
Yeah. I would have thought, okay, probably Rain, right?
Rain versus Soulkey is actually
Jaedong,
what I would have said.
Oh, please, ideally.
Yeah.
But to actually have a finals like this is cool. We've had so much domination by Flash in the past, but this is a really interesting narrative. This is really someone of the same status as Flash, right? Jaedong, like the guy from his race who's had the most success, going against somebody who's like, you know, are we going to have new blood? Are we going to have new champions like Last come out on top? So it's kind of a new versus the old.
Yeah.
So, guys, you want to be down there. It's going to be at the Yes24 Live Hall. There's going to be prizes. So you got to think of a good cheerful to make. We're going to have it in English and Korean. And if there are any tickets left, you can get them at that website, but there probably aren't. This thing is selling out so fast, it's crazy, crazy.
Especially now that it is a ZVT.
Yes.
The most epic of all these StarCraft matches.
Yes.
It's going to be so fun to see what these guys prepare for each other. I don't think it's going to look like today at all. Jaedong plays a completely different style from Soulkey. He's kind of better at the aggressive moves and things. So I don't know if we're going to see as many one-on-ones, to be honest.
Everyone gets his StarCraft Remastered complete pack. That's some collector's edition stuff, guys.
Yeah, no, those are awesome. I have 2 of those.
I only have 1. I need to steal one.
Well, you go to
I
the
think I could
finals.
probably get away with stealing 1 here. They wouldn't catch me.
Maybe not.
Unless they're listening right now, in which case
Oh,
I was
tasteless.
joking.
I mean, it's not a six-pack, but your stomach looks like a box.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff going on.
In KSL Season 2, we are finally announcing it.
I do want to point out that anybody can try to participate in this tournament. Okay? So there's all these online qualifiers. If you're a fan of this, why would you not try out for this?
Yeah.
Are you afraid? Don't be a baby nerd. It's okay. You'll probably lose, okay?
Yeah.
It's a good experience. You can practice. You can learn all these builds here. You might find that you're facing off somebody kind of similar to your skill level. And you get a little bit further along. Okay, that was a little bit tougher. And then, bam, you hit some god who's actually on here and you're out.
Well, that sounds like a fun time to me, Tasteless. I'll try to play in him, and everyone else should too.
I need to get my wrist better. Let's go grab Blast and figure out what he's doing to keep his wrists alive, because my wrists are still hurting.
Poor guy.
It's not fair.
No, life is not fair.
Life
sometimes.
is not, well, especially
But
for
it's
Tasteless.
extra fair to StarCraft fans because we have Jaedong versus Last in the finals.
I mean, yeah, that is actual justice there.
We have the KSL Season 2 qualifiers already announced.
Yes.
And we have ASL starting in 2 days. Jaedong is playing, in fact.
Yeah.
So
Very cool stuff.
Life is good.
Yes, there's still plenty of things to be happy about. And I guess this is the last time we're going to be here for a little while, Artosis.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
had a lot of fun in this venue. This is a really cool location.
Well, we'll be back here next season.
Of course, yeah. But going to be a little bit of break from this venue until then.
Yeah.
Guys, do spread the word. Tell people when this is going to be. You can only watch it on Twitch, so be sure to join us. Because the Korean commentators are still talking, so we can't really close this out yet. But, oh no, now we can. We love you guys. See you at the finals. Mwah.